pleasure to extend greetings to all gathered here today. And it is indeed an honor to induct these new students into the College of Osteopathic Medicine at Rocky Vista University. Today marks the university's 11th annual White Coat Ceremony. To pay tribute to this great nation and the freedoms we enjoy, will the audience still continue to stay on their feet and pay respects, and join me in welcoming student Dr. Garrett Smith as he sings the national anthem. Garrett.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please remain standing, gallery. And I'd like to now invite Dr. Michael Tiemann, Professor and Chair Emeritus of the Department of Specialty Medicine and Director of the Career Advisory Program, to the podium to deliver our today's invocation.
An invocation is defined as a prayer to a deity for a blessing at the beginning of a ceremony or gathering. I invite you to direct the following prayer to the deity that you worship. O great Creator, who are known by many different names, we ask that you bless our White Coat Ceremony today. We ask that you endow our new medical students with the gifts of mind, body, and spirit, which they will need to complete their journey through medical school. We ask that you guide them to become osteopathic physicians who will practice with integrity, excellence, and compassion. We ask for your guidance and help for their families and friends, those who are gathered here today and those who cannot be here. Please help these friends and family to be a strong support system for our students. Please help them to give good counsel and support to these students in their times of need. We ask for your guidance and help to us, the faculty, administration, and staff of Rocky Vista University College of Osteopathic Medicine. As we serve as guides and mentors to these students in their journey to becoming osteopathic physicians, please give us the wisdom and the skill to help them acquire the knowledge, skills, and attitudes which will allow them to practice medicine with integrity, excellence, and compassion. We bow before you and ask these things fully aware of our fallibility and our humanity and our need for your divine help. We are confident that you will hear our prayer, and we end this prayer by saying, so let it be, and amen.
Thank you, Dr. Tiemann.
Please be seated.
had the opportunity to greet some of you earlier today. My name is Clint Adams, President and CEO. So privileged to be such at Rocky Vista University. And thank you for the body, mind, and spirit which runs through the osteopathic profession as a cornerstone for what we attempt to inculcate and then use in the healing touch. But again, welcome from the Board of Trustees. Here we are, some of you have seen the t-shirts, achieving new heights in medical education. I honestly get up every morning inspired by the fact that Rocky Vista's innovation and focus is on achieving new heights in medical education and inspiring students to serve with integrity, compassion, and excellence. You know, in the 13 years of its existence, RVU has become recognized for its excellence, both nationally and internationally. Our students have populated a diverse set of residencies from large academic centers to unique, highly sought-after rural training tracks. You know, we are now, in our Achieving New Heights, have incorporated a groundbreaking curriculum in our new physician assistant program and also extended our footprint into southern Utah to help that underserved state prepare physicians for the future. Indeed, as I met with you this week and your families and friends this morning, I'm truly impressed as I wandered the halls and spoke to many of you. I didn't think there was anyone from Colorado initially, but indeed, the diversity of our class is fairly unique. Of the 5,168 applicants for our 162 seats, it's quite a tight class. You represent 29 states, and 40% of the class is from Colorado. You just must have been shy, or you're still skiing, one or the other, I'm not sure. 22 students immigrated to the United States as children. 25 are first generation college students, as many of us have experienced that opportunity that osteopathic medicine has given us. 49% are women. That's a long way from the 3 that were in my class. 12% are underrepresented minority. 43 hold a master's degree. And yes, where's our director of our master's program and her assistant? Do you want to stand up? 16 are from our own MSBS course. And of course, the class has tied or exceeded the academic profile of prior classes. We're so proud of how that works. The mean science GPA, for anyone that's taking notes, was 3.56. The mean GPA overall, 3.63, and the MCAT 506. So I see a few of you wondering how you got in, but we aren't going there. Just don't let them know, okay? All right. Well, indeed, it is a pleasure and a privilege, and this white coat ceremony is an inspiration to the faculty and the students. The faculty, if you want to stand up here, that's in the front row, this is just a sample. We can't let them all come because there aren't enough seats. But this is much of our leadership. Again, thank you for your support of your new OMS 1, Osteopathic Medical Student 1. They will need all of your support, your outreach, and when they call home and say they want to quit, the answer is no. Thank you.
I'd like to now call student Dr. Joe Nathanson to the podium for a few words. Joe is our student president. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joe, as Dr. Told mentioned, and I am a second-year student here at RBU. And to the class of 2023, I am your Student Government Association president. I am incredibly lucky and humbled to be able to come welcome you all by sharing a few words on behalf of our current student body. You know, it's funny because when I was in your seat last year, I was incredibly anxious and nervous. And now, today, I stand before you, incredibly anxious and nervous. But before we begin, I just want to say, I want to extend a heartfelt congratulations to you all on getting to this day. You survived the grueling application process, and you can finally exhale. You did it. You made it to medical school, and that deserves a round of applause. Chances are good, though, that you didn't reach this milestone alone, since the room is filled with friends and family who came to recognize this achievement. They are the ones who gave you confidence to take this journey, and they are the ones who are going to encourage you to stay strong and keep going when the challenges of medical school inevitably get overwhelming. If you're smart, and none of you would be here otherwise, you'll continue to lean on those sitting behind you today in the coming years. I have to confess that when the school asked me to come welcome you all today, I felt this utter trepidation, and I thought, I thought about what advice I could impart on you all, and then I started to doubt my advice, and then I started to question why RBU even wanted me to come speak to you all today. I mean, here I am, a second-year student, surrounded by friends and family who have come from near and far, prominent staff and faculty, pioneers in osteopathic medicine, and most importantly, you, the class of 2023, who is yet to fully grasp what lies ahead and the future that you can have and the impact that you can have here at RBU and in the future of medicine. And then it hit me. I belong here. And that, fellow students, is the single best piece of advice I can offer you today. You belong here. And as you begin this process, you will feel like an imposter at times. You might think, they let me in here by accident, or I'm not smart enough to pass this class, or how did I get this grade? I must have guessed really well this time. And what I want you to know is that these fears are normal, and you are not alone. I have shared these fears, and I speak with near 100% confidence that everyone in the current student body has as well. So, remember this when you are rushed with this feeling of inadequacy in the coming weeks, and remind yourselves that you belong here. But what else does it mean to receive a white coat, other than assurance that you've earned the right to wear one? To answer that question, we must look to the future, to what your future patients might see. Those who come to you in the most vulnerable times are likely to equate you and your white coat with unwavering trust, unwavering belief, and unwavering intelligence. To them, you hold special stature, which is true because they've entrusted you with their loved one's care. You and your white coat represent one of three things: a bridge to wellness and cure, which is optimal; a bridge to stability if their loved one's if their loved one's conditions are uncertain; or a bridge to a peaceful death if their loved ones face terminal illness. While your first patient encounter might be in the distant future, you also start thinking about the way that you will use your privilege that comes with this hard-earned and well-deserved white coat. How, for instance, can you use this privilege to fight for those who are too often overlooked and neglected? By putting on this white coat today, whether you like it or not, you're becoming a player in the imperfect U.S. healthcare system. And many of the problems that we have in healthcare today in our country boil down to the simple truth that throughout the grueling medical school and residency process, doctors often end up losing sight of why they entered medicine in the first place. Too often, to no fault of their own, doctors tend to prioritize prestige and profit over caring and nurturing for people. And what I want you to know today is that never for a moment forget the profound good that comes from this journey and the profound good that you can bring to people's lives and communities that you care deeply about. This hope represents your chance at history, and the sky is your limit. Class of 2023, let me be the first to tell you that you made an excellent choice by coming to RVU for your medical education. You've come to a school that welcomes discussion and hard conversations that challenge the status quo. You've come to a place that values change makers and truth seekers over unhealthy competitiveness and arrogance. Best of all, you are now part of a vibrant student body, full of leaders in medicine who bring their unique perspectives to this nurturing learning environment. You are now part of a student body eager to make change, a student body hungry to heal hurting communities, and a student body devoted to serving humanity. RVU is a special culture, and we welcome you all with open arms. So, hit the ground running, because we cannot wait to see what you will bring to the table. And with that, I say congratulations, good luck, and welcome to RVU.
Thank you, Joe. Words to live by. Medical school will not only provide you with an outstanding education and lifelong occupation, but many of the students you have met during this week will become not just classmates, but lifelong friends and colleagues. The rigors of the path that lies ahead for all of you over the next 4 years will forge friendships that are stronger and more durable than any you've experienced up to date. Since such has been the case for me, for it was about this time in 1969, after we'd watched the moon landing, that our keynote speaker and I matriculated into the newly minted class of 1973 at the Kirksville College of Osteopathy and Surgery in Kirksville, Missouri, to begin the class. Little did I know at the time that Dr. Bruce Dubin would become my friend, my mentor, and my predecessor to assuming the Dean's Chair at Rocky Vista University. Excuse me. I can think of no person better to welcome you into you as an incoming class to RVU to give you valuable advice and success. Following our graduation from ATSU, now as it's called, AT Still University, Bruce would go on to serve in an internal medicine residency at Martin Place Hospital in Detroit, and then on to an allergy and immunology fellowship here at National Jewish Hospital and CU Med Center in Denver. I would join the Army Medical Corps, and after a tour of military service, would end up as a rural family doctor in northwestern Colorado for the next 35 years. Bruce, being one of the most academically able members of our class, and I keep reminding him of that, couldn't just stop with earning a DO degree. He went on to enter law school at the University of Detroit, College of Law, and graduated with honors from there and that program. He would become a recognized expert also in health policy and medical jurisprudence. Bruce has always been a natural leader, as well as an esteemed academician. And as you can see, he has led from his bio in your program, he's led medical staff organizations, directed medical specialty centers. His academic leadership began as Associate Dean for Academic Affairs at the University of North Texas, Texas College of Osteopathic Medicine in Fort Worth. While at TCOM, he helped develop a new and innovative curricular delivery program, which would later form the backbone for our curricular program here at RVU. Bruce fully instituted this program right after becoming our dean at Rocky Vista University in 2009 and 10. We saw immediate results in student academic performance soon after, and I feel it has directly contributed to our being in the top spot academically among all the osteopathic colleges in the nation since that time. Bruce would leave RVU in 2013 to accept a position as Vice President for Academic Affairs, Provost and Dean at the Kansas City University of Medicine, Health Sciences University, but his influence still lives on here at the school today. We are proud to count Dr. Dubin among the members of our RVU family, and as you can see, the entire profession has honored him with numerous awards of excellence in education. So since Dr. Dubin is family, I don't have to be really formal. So I'd like to depart from our usual program and ask Dr. Adams to come up and explain in a special award we have for Dr. Dubin.
Bruce, you represent the best of the profession. What you did for Rocky Vista cannot be told in its fullness. The opportunity that you planted here, the seeds of innovation, the seeds of excellence, continue to grow into this great tree, this great family. And today, I would like to present you with the Presidential Award of Excellence, established to honor and recognize individuals who constantly demonstrate excellence in scholarly activity of teaching, service, and research. Please come forward and accept this.
Good. And now it's my pleasure to introduce and turn the podium over to my friend and colleague, Bruce Dubin.
Thank you. That's, you guys pulled off a surprise. Thank you very much. I'm humbled. Honored. So this week is the 50th anniversary of man setting foot on the moon. Most of you weren't born then, okay? I'm kind of looking around the room. Probably some of your parents weren't even born then. Maybe there's a few grandparents who can recall that. And the thing about that is it was a team effort. And a story that was often told to me, it was told to me by a friend who happened to work for NASA, DO, who was one of their chief flight surgeons. And in case you don't know it, DOs are highly respected throughout NASA and served as chief flight surgeons as we've entered the space age. But he told me the story about the time he walked into one of the larger areas, saw a guy pick up a broom and start sweeping. And he went up to him and said, "What are you doing?" And the guy's comment was, "I'm helping put a man on the moon." This was a janitor helping put a man on the moon. And the reason I'm mentioning this, Clint and Tom, is I had the pleasure of walking around Rocky Vista this morning and meeting people and talking to security guards and admissions, librarians, people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and new people. And it was real clear to me that they adopted your team mission culture of training the next generation of great physicians. So congratulations, Clint, to you and Tom for bringing that culture, that team spirit that's going to carry these students to be among the best of the best. And by the way, I don't just say that lightly, because I've seen a lot of schools. As Clint knows, I've sat on the accrediting body. I get to see everybody's scores. You guys are definitely at the right place. You're going to go as far as you want to go, thanks to this culture. Before I address your class, I want to take a moment and address your families, your mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins, friends, people who are here to take part in this ritual with you. Because I want to welcome you to your first day of medical school also. Your life is going to change. Your loved ones' lives are going to change. But I promise you, your life is going to change just as much, because you too are taking part in this great journey. Those longer vacations, hey, they're going away, sorry, okay? The time that our students spend time with you, they'll feel guilty about not studying. And the times that they're studying, they'll feel guilty about not being with you. So they're going to be a little schizophrenic every once in a while. Please keep an eye out for that, but it's going to happen. Those of you who are our spouses, magically, your friends are going to start asking you for medical advice, okay? Because you're gaining all this stuff just by being in the same room. Your world is changing. Your sons or daughters who are here at medical school are going to start using words like abduction and adduction and proximal, and you're going to start sitting there thinking, what the hell are they talking about? Because they're learning a new language, and part of your job is to get them back to speaking like normal humans, you know, like closer and further. So your world is going to change as their world changes, and their world will change. But it'll be a great world. You're entering a profession in which there's nothing like it anywhere in the universe, and it'll be a wonderful world for all of you. So thank you for being here today and taking part in this ritual, this ceremony. And let's talk a little bit about that. Because this is a ritual, this is a ceremony. A white coat ceremony is actually a new ceremony, relatively speaking, but it's extremely important. And we've had rituals and ceremonies since the beginning of time. Rituals go back to the time when early man was standing around a fire. And they were telling stories and trying to make sense of the universe. Rituals and symbols tell us meaning. They let us know where we came from, why we came from there, and where we're going. And today you're taking part of one of your first rituals, of which there will be many that you'll follow. Rituals give us meaning. Example, many of you, and I will do this, when you walk into the hospital, will wear your stethoscope around your neck. It's not just for convenience, part of it is, but it's intentionally to let people know that you're a healer. And when you go in and touch a patient with your stethoscope obviously visible, it lets them know that, yes, this person is the doctor. This person is going to help take care of me. You are the next generation of physicians. And this ritual is just the first of many that will help you start along your path. Every time you enter a patient's room, be conscious of the legacy that preceded you. It's an unbroken chain that goes back centuries. As you stand before a patient wearing a white coat or a scrub suit, you're now the latest incarnation of great physicians, great healers, and I'm going to tell you a new idea of a great warrior. People like Hippocrates, Osler, Curie, Shumway, Still, many others who are nameless. You are the next incarnation of that group. You will be living that ritual and be part of that every day. It's a timeless ritual. When you examine a patient, you'll be able, because of the things that you have gone through, the things that you've been doing, to do things that many people just dream about. But let's get to the crux of the matter. The real important job of why Rocky Vista University is going to turn you into a great physician, and you're going to become a great physician, is because in less than 4 years, when you're out there as a PGY1, you will be taking care of someone's father, mother, sister, brother, son, or daughter. You will be tending to someone that someone else loves and loves deeply. My wife. I don't want someone who passed cardiology with a C taking care of my wife when she comes in with chest pain. I want someone at the top of their game taking care of members of my family, and you want the same for yourselves. If you're good at what you do, at the skills you acquire over this next 3 years and maybe 10 months, during your PGY1 year, and probably even as a student, you might pick up a new murmur that wasn't there before, and pick up a new endocarditis that no one else listened to, because you took the time to take your stethoscope and listen to them, and heard a new sound that wasn't there before. Something's wrong. You may have just saved that patient's life. If you do a lousy job, and you don't do a full exam, and you miss a melanoma, that patient will be dead in 6 months. You're no longer a student. You're a physician in training, and you're on a long, long journey, and it's a journey of importance. By the way, it's one that everyone in this room can complete. I'll tell you that right now. You can all do this, and will do this, but it's going to take some effort and some other things that we'll talk about. Practice of medicine is an art. It's not a trade. It's a calling. It's not a business. It's a calling in which your heart will be exercised as equally as your head. You'll be torn in a lot of different directions. I want to talk a little bit about something that's been floating around in my head for about the last 3 years. I've been talking about it with my health policy fellows. And that's this idea is that a physician is on a quest, on a journey, and in fact is a great warrior. And many of you have already started down that path. Throughout history, in great civilizations and not so great civilizations, there have always been tales about people who've been on a quest, on a great journey, traveling down a path, traveling down a road. It's part of our folklore. It's part of a message that's important to us to know about the path that we're going to be undertaking. These great journeys are always about men or women who are on the edge of difficulty. Their lives may not be better at the end of the journey, but they've had an impact on themselves and an impact on others. These stories have been around forever, maybe starting with Gilgamesh, thousands and thousands of years ago, centuries ago, to something that's recent in Harry Potter. It's all the way throughout history. St. George and the Dragon, another great quest. Homer and his Odyssey. Well, I want to tell you that you are starting your quest, your journey here. It's your beginning as a medical student here at Rocky Vista University. In fact, the hardest and most important thing for you to know is that you're no longer a student taking a bunch of classes or a bunch of courses. I really don't personally give a damn what grade you get. I want you to know your stuff so that when you're taking care of me, I'm going to get the best care possible. So your faculty, as you go along this life journey, are here for your preparation. You're not medical students anymore. In fact, I hate the word medical school at this point. I really do, because that implies that you're students. You're not that anymore to me anyway. And I think to your faculty, you are now physicians in training. You may be at the bottommost rung, but believe me, there's a lot of people who want to be where you are now. And you're taking the first step in that amazing journey. You're also warriors. Now, you probably never thought about that before. And again, you're actually the first group that I've talked to you about this concept. But you've got a constant enemy, and that enemy is disease. You will be battling disease. You will be battling the suffering of humankind. And disease is smart. It's always changing. It's always trying to beat you. And you've got to outsmart it. You've got to be better than that. To do that, you've got to become a warrior, just like those people who are on those great quests and those great journeys. Let me give you a lesson from the samurai, who are a culture of great warriors on their journey. One of the lessons you can learn from the samurai, and they dedicated themselves to perfection in all aspects of their existence. Attaining perfection to the samurai was considered an expectation prior to death. You need that to make that your expectation along your journey. Will you ever get there? No. But it's the journey that's important. It's your continuing with it. The ancient samurai warriors expended their efforts daily in training until they mastered a new task. But after they acquired that task, through countless hours, and it does take countless hours, it was consistently polished afterwards. They didn't stop. They kept working on it. Anything from how to eat rice to the art of shooting a bow and arrow. The journey towards perfection isn't an event, but it's a way of life. Your quest is to be a medical warrior. You are now entering a journey that you need to inculcate as your way of life. This has to be true for you. Because as you go through life as a physician, you'll be treating someone's father, mother, sister, brother, son, or daughter, and just getting by isn't good enough. You need to take on that battle, cure that disease, or work with that patient. It's all about the journey. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you'll be experiencing as part of that, especially over the next 4 years, and a little bit beyond. And I think all the docs in the room will kind of agree with me on this. First of all, and you've sort of heard this already, you're a little anxious and you're a little scared, and maybe this old guy with a bald head, a little overweight is scaring you right now. Fear is normal, okay? Actually, fear can be a good thing because it can be a motivator. It can tell you, fear occurs because you don't quite get it. You're afraid of something that's happened to you. Once you get it, you learn to conquer those fears. That's courage. All of you have done great in your classes. In fact, after hearing what your scores are from Dr. Adams, I couldn't make it into your class, okay? You guys are amazing. You've all been at the top of your class. Now, someone's going to have to be in the middle. That's okay. The middle of this class is a good place to be. Those are the kind of people I want taking care of my family. You are among the best of the best. Before you concentrated on AIDS, that's not important anymore. What's important is you understanding what it is that you're doing. It's very simple to buy books, and then maybe to read them. And it's even easier to read them than to absorb and fully understand what's inside those books. But if you don't really understand them, then you don't understand your enemy that's going to kill people. And it will, and it does. It's easy to memorize a bunch of stupid PowerPoints. Temptation is part of the thing that comes when you're afraid. Temptation will come to you and say, well, you don't have to really read Robbins because you don't have the time for it. So let me give you this simple outline. Just memorize these things. That won't cut it when somebody's father, mother, sister, brother, son, or daughter is lying on the table and you've got to make that decision. And it's going to be you. It's not going to be someone else. Someday soon, it's going to be you. So you need to know this stuff. You need to do your assignments, and you need to study for someone's mother, father, sister, brother, son, or daughter. That's why you're here. Tell you a little bit about your first patient. It's a cadaver. Now think about it. This is a man or a woman who has dedicated part of their afterlife to you so that you can gain knowledge from them. Sure, some of you will hear and read from your snowflake friends on Facebook about sitting there and picking a bunch of adipose tissue is just a waste of time. But it's not. As you're sitting there with your cadaver, and Tom will agree with me because we spent many hours in that crazy anatomy lab, you get to know every ounce of that patient, or that man or woman, and understand what they dedicated their life. They dedicated it to you so that you can take care of someone's father, mother, sister, brother, son, or daughter. You learn the skills in that anatomy lab with your first patient of how to handle a scalpel. You'll learn relationships, what lies above and what lies below something. And importantly, because you're warriors, you work in teams. And you will be working in teams in your anatomy lab. And you don't want to let your teammates down when you start getting ready for that exam. The trick to getting through medical school is working together as a team. The team is all of you together, and the team is all of you and your faculty together. If you're having trouble, go to these people up here. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you succeed. The only thing they ask of you is to be honest and let them know if you need help. And they will do all they possibly can to help you do your job and your work. You came from a competitive world. You had to in order to get in medical school. MCATs, grades. You will be tempted to compare yourself to other people in your class. Don't do that because that's a crazy place to be. It'll just make you nuts. The only person you need to compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. And am I making progress? All of you are better than others of you at something or other. Work as a team, work at yourself. Get rid of those things that don't help you, that hurt you. Stop doing them, okay? That's one of the important tasks of life. In your first surgery rotation, Mike Tiemann, Dr. Tiemann's surgeon, Dr. Laporte is a surgeon, I don't know if you remember this, sometime in your third year, you will be in an OR and you will put your hand inside someone else's abdomen and feel the heat rising against your gloves. You'll see the warm air rising in that OR. Think about that. You will be experiencing something that very few people in the world have ever experienced. You will see and touch and be exposed to the insides of someone's live body while they're trusting their care in you. Sometime during your third year, you'll help bring a new life into the world. You'll deliver a baby. It scared the crap out of me the first time I did that. Sad thing was, one message my attending told me was, no one will ever yell at you unless you drop the baby. Ever since that time, I've been afraid to touch a kid. So I'm always afraid I'm going to drop him. But you will share the magic of bringing a new life into the world and share that with parents, with the mom. You'll be learning how to do history and physical examinations soon. You will ask questions wearing your white coat that are very private and personal to your patient. Even though you're a student, you'll be doing this. They will tell you things that they've never shared with anyone else. They will tell you about their joys, their sorrows, their fears. They will let you touch them in places that no one else has ever touched them before because you're a physician. You're their warrior. You're their healer. Sometimes they will just want you to listen to them. Just sit there and listen. Sometimes they'll ask you for advice. You'll have a little trouble deciding what to do and when to do that. But you'll learn that as you go through this. You will be at the bedside when someone has their last breath. You may not have experienced it before, but you will. It's a very important moment as someone departs this world for the next. You'll be sharing that moment with members of the family. And they will look to you for strength and understanding. Even as a student, you may be in the room while the attending looks at that, and they'll look at you, and you'll experience that. You may be the person to tell the family member that someone has passed away. Sooner or later you will. We live in a complex world in medicine. You may see a 23-year-old die from an amniotic fluid embolus in the morning and deliver a new life into the world that afternoon. Or see a 70-year-old chronic lung patient later that evening who's been smoking cigarettes for 70 years and ask why. Auto accidents, you'll see them in the ER. Experience I had was first seeing a young woman, mother of 3, come in DOA. Ron, this was over at Marketplace. And then 15 minutes later, the alcoholic who killed her in that auto accident was brought in, and I had to take care of her. Regardless of how I felt, this was now my patient. And you take care of them because that's what you're supposed to do. You're a warrior. You're a doctor. You'll ask yourself why a 6-month-old develops leukemia. And then you'll be proud to be a member of the team when that child goes into remission. You go into a room and be able to relieve pain with your hands or with your medications for a patient. And yet in the next room will be a patient in pain and you won't be able to do a doggone thing for them because there's nothing that you can do except sit there and talk and listen and be there for them. In reality, your world is a world of yin and yang, order and chaos. You're going to experience that. And it's on that border of order and chaos that you learn to grow. It's where you'll become a physician. It's where you'll become a healer. It's where you'll become a warrior against your enemy, disease. So let me tell you a little bit about your enemy. because it's really smart. It's been around since the beginning of time. Things like tuberculosis. First seen probably in Egyptian mummies 150 years ago. We now know that they had that. In fact, there are words in the ancient Hebrew Bible, in Deuteronomy and Leviticus, that describe tuberculosis. In the Middle Ages, we called it scrofula, and it killed millions and millions. Now, as a warrior, you need information. You need intelligence. Those are going to be the warrior researchers that will work with you. Those will be the PhDs and physician scientists. People like Robert Koch, who developed the fact that it was Mycobacterium tuberculosis that caused this disease. And by the way, if you think TB is a disease of the past, in 2017, which is some recent data, it was one of the top 10 causes of death worldwide. There were 10 million people who fell ill with TB and 1.6 million people who died from it in 2017. And it's growing. It's coming back. Diseases like leprosy. Your enemy knows leprosy. It invented it. It's been around since 600 BC. Plague. Been around since the early times of man. Black Death. And the original plague originated in China in 1334 and spread along trade routes. There was a modern plague epidemic in 1884, and what you may not realize is that we're worried about a plague epidemic right now in downtown LA because of all the rats carrying that particular disease and all the homeless people that are there. Your enemy adapts itself. It knows itself. It knows where you are. It invented infectious diseases to come after the people you love about, somebody's mother, father, sister, brother, son, and daughter. And it's constantly changing. Smallpox, another disease we thought we had cured. That was a warrior effort. Almost wiped out the entire Algonquin tribe in the United States. It's been around early back and through the Egyptians, 7th century. And it was another warrior, Edward Jenner, one of your colleagues, one of those people in your lineage, who discovered about milkmaids who had cowpox who didn't come against smallpox. Yellow fever, another disease. I'm not here to give you a history lesson in medicine. Actually, it'd be a great course, it'd be a great elective, history of medicine. But what I am here to tell you is that your enemy is smart. As infectious diseases got taken care of, because your researchers, your intelligence, your logistical people invented antibiotics, antihypertensive. Your enemy changed and said, I'm going to come up with chronic diseases. You know what? You're coming after me? Let's talk about heart disease. Because I know these humans. Let's give them chronic heart disease. I can wipe them out that way. Or stroke, or Alzheimer's, or cancer, or obesity. We've got kids facing an obesity epidemic in our country. Now, a warrior doesn't go tell Johnny or Johnny's mom, you gotta lose weight, because that may not work. A warrior will see that that didn't work and try to figure out the next tactical way to go about to get that child to lose weight. Maybe it's an exercise program. Maybe it's fighting for those gym classes to come back. As warriors, your job isn't to say, well, I told him that, he just didn't listen to me. No, your job is to find a way to destroy an enemy that will keep coming after you and the ones you love. Your weapons will be medications. You'll use those. Antibiotics, antidepressants, antihypertensive, chemotherapeutic agents. You'll use the surgeon's scalpel. You'll use your hands. Great tool for osteopathic physicians. You'll use your touch. Part of your intel will come from epidemiology. You'll utilize public health. You utilize your intellect, and you'll utilize your compassion as part of a warrior. So in closing, I want to tell you that you're more than just a student in a school. In fact, please take that out of your vocabulary. To your mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, sons, daughters, friends, tell them I'm a physician in training. And I'm at the best damn place there is in the country, and I know that because I know what the data shows. And I'm here for you. I want to close with reading something that's quite personal to me. is a poem my mother used to read to me. It was written by Rudyard Kipling. And in this poem, If, by Kipling, it was a father's attempt to provide his son with specific values to live by in life. First appeared in Kipling's collection in 1909. My mother used to read me this poem. That's why it's very important to me. I'll try to get through this okay. In it talks about a father and a son, but it's usually about a father and a daughter or a mother and daughter. So let this apply to you as a physician in training. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired of waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies. Or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves, and to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to be broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings, and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and soul hold on when there is nothing in you, except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And what is more, you'll be a man, my son. I've read your vision. I think it fits with that poem. Congratulations. Thank you for carrying on and agreeing to be the next part of these great warriors that may someday take care of people I love and people you love. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Dubin. At the beginning of each new academic year, during the White Coat ceremony, we take the opportunity to recognize one of the university faculty that have contributed most to the delivery of the curriculum through innovation and visionary leadership over the past year. The award is known as the Faculty Innovator Award. Albert Einstein said, "We cannot solve the problems with the same thinking that we used to when we created them." And our Innovator of the Year faced the problem of turning a curriculum that required critical skills acquisition, which had been delivered the same way for many years on one campus by well-established faculty, into one that must be delivered on two campuses, 509 miles apart, simultaneously in real time, and still achieve the same results. This also had to be done with new or inexperienced faculty working with new and often high-tech methods, and needed to produce equal student outcomes on both campuses. He flew thousands of miles, lighted equally 1,000 miles of fiber optic cable, held scores of meetings online and in person, and in short order developed a cohesive department on both campuses that spans into 2 states with clearly different cultures, as we know, here in Colorado, and prepared both Colorado and Utah with competent students to begin externships and rotations in clinics and hospitals this next week. That takes not only a lot of hard work, but a very healthy dose of innovation. As a pilot and FAA medical examiner, he understands what it takes to soar among the clouds, and he equally is adept at inspiring students and faculty to soar to new heights in medical education as well. We at RVU appreciate his can-do attitude and his commitment to excellence in all he undertakes. To him, impossible is only an opinion, not a statement of fact. An esteemed family physician, distinguished medical educator and innovator, and above all, a great colleague and friend of all of us at RVU. I'd like to invite Dr. Joey Stasio to the podium to receive faculty and Thank you. You gotta call him up here in just a minute. You're gonna have to put more gas in your airplane if you carry that thing. Yeah, that's right. Student doctors, now as you participate in the white coat ceremony today, we want to present you with some history and significance of the white coat that you are about to enter in our profession. And no better person to do this than Dr. Stasio. Yeah, Dr. Stasio, you did a good job.
Well, thank you. Just give me a moment to compose myself. All right. Well, welcome everybody. I'm Dr. Duden. Thank you very much. It's so good to see you again. Thank you, thank you. Well, I'm here to just give you a brief history on the white coat, a little bit of medical history. And so good afternoon to class of 2023, friends, relatives, parents, and significant others. So it is my sincere pleasure to be able to share with you a brief history and the significance of the white coat and its place in medicine. I suspect for some of you, your earliest memories of visiting the doctor focused on the white coat. Sometimes the white coat was reassuring and comforting, and perhaps for others, more frightening, especially those memories as a child when you went to see the pediatrician. So, how did the white coat become a symbol of medicine? The significance of the white coat parallels, in many ways, the development of medicine as a craft based on scientific thought and reason rather than folk remedies. Thinking back to the 1800s, there was very little known about the scientific practice of medicine. The instruments consisted of various saws and other tools for amputation, speaking to the art of medicine. Of note, during the 1800s, the color for physicians was black to hide the bloodstains. Additionally, visits to the physician were often done as a last resort, and death was frequently close by. So the black attire spoke to the solemn nature of the visit. On the other hand, the scientists of the day tended to wear white coats for doing their research, which frequently revealed the inadequacy of medical practice of the day. During the 1800s, several significant events changed the face of medicine forever. For example, Dr. Joseph Lister, just a note, that's where the term Listerine came from. Dr. Joseph Lister demonstrated that aseptic techniques and practices dramatically improved the outcome of surgical procedures. His contributions began to move medicine from home remedies and quackery to the realm of bioscience. Shortly thereafter, in 1889, Aiken's masterpiece painting of the operating theater showed the patient draped in white sheets, the physician had a white smock, and the nurse wearing a white cap. In the same year, a photograph of the operating theater at the Massachusetts General Hospital showed physicians in white coats over their street clothes. In 1892, Sir William Osler's textbook of medicine was published, portraying medicine as a scientific endeavor. Then in 1910, the Flexner Report reported on the medical education and resulted in the closure of numerous questionable medical schools. Dr. Walter Reed clearly established the role of mosquitoes in the transition of yellow fever, and the value of aseptic technique and cleanliness was established as a core of medical practice. So by the beginning of the 20th century, medicine had truly become a scientific endeavor, and over the next 50 years, medical science advanced at an incredible rate. Some examples of the discoveries was the discovery of insulin, the development of antibiotics, and improved surgical techniques. Along with these developments, the white coat became firmly entrenched as a symbol of modern medicine. Today, the white coat ceremony is relatively a new ritual. The first full-fledged white coat ceremony took place at the Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons in 1993. Grants from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation helped advance the white coat ceremony far beyond Columbia University. In just a few years, nearly every medical school in North America has adopted the ceremony. So it is evident that rituals can be created. A person's identity thereafter receiving their white coat is altered in a variety of ways. They are now seen and expected to act as medical professionals. It is seen as a symbol of professionalism and humanism, and ensure that students commit to those virtues throughout their medical training and career. So students, as we welcome you into the art and practice of medicine with the white coat, I ask you that you consider the seriousness of what you're about to undertake. It is unlike any other experience, as you've seen in the past, you will ever have. And you now become responsible for the care and well-being of those around you and who seek your help in their times of need. Recognize the challenge, embrace the art, and the practice of medicine. To all of you, I wish you the very best. Thank you. So, finally, now we're at the point where we came here for, okay? The presentation of the white coats. So, I would like to invite some of our faculty up to the stage now to coat our doctors. Please come to the stage. Dr. Bentley, Dr. Dubin, Dr. Pitcher, Dr. Tiemann, and Dr. Traber. Student doctors, you will proceed to the stage individually and announce yourselves. The students will announce their names, the state, their hometown, and their undergraduate institution. If you are in the military, they will also state their rank and the branch. We ask you please to hold your applause until each group receives their white coat. All of the students also will receive a humanism pin. The pin is provided as a gift from the Arnold P. Gold Foundation. So I'd like to ask the first row of students to please come up.
Student Dr. Vincent Bustamante, Temple City, California, Keck Graduate Institute.
Student Dr. Zachary Brody, Colorado State University.
Student Dr. Christy Lynn Renz, Colorado, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Dustin Wynn, Arizona State University.
Student Dr. Mason Lynch, Colorado, University of Colorado.
Student Dr. Seth Hill, Virginia, Brigham Young University, Second Lieutenant Air Force.
Student Dr. Michaela Schmidt, Colorado, Adams State University.
Student Dr. Christian Cloudfelder, Colorado, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Megan Pollitt, University of Denver.
Student Dr. Sean Misha Trezenko, Washington State, RVU.
Student Dr. Caitlin Zitek, Ulysses, Nebraska, University of Nebraska at Kearney.
Student Dr. Madison Brown, Missouri, St. Louis University. Student Dr. Jamie Travers, Massachusetts, St. Anselm College. Student Dr. Talia Gergely, California, Emory University.
Student Dr. Lindsay Wallace, Pennsylvania, East Carolina University.
Student Dr. Arthur Armijo, New Mexico, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Cassie Shaw, Arizona, Arizona State University.
Student Dr. Claire Levinson, Colorado, Colorado School of Mines.
Student Dr. Mary Armbruster, Colorado, University of Colorado Boulder.
Student Dr. Luke Molnau, Colorado State University.
Student Dr. Jamie Truax, Massachusetts, University of Massachusetts, Second Lieutenant Army.
Student Dr. Emily Mathura, North Carolina State University.
Student Dr. Jordan McGee, Florida, University of Florida.
Student Dr. David Orban, Colorado, University of Colorado.
Student Dr. Ashton Carter, North Dakota, University of North Dakota.
Student Dr. Slade Rodriguez, Hawaii, University of Colorado.
Student Dr. Joseph Constine, Oregon, Gonzaga University.
Student Dr. Jonathan Evers, Minnesota, University of Minnesota, Twin Cities.
Student Dr. Alexander Konopnitsky, California, University of California, Santa Barbara.
Student Dr. Natasha Hamilton, Colorado, University of Denver.
Student Dr. Trevor Carver, Colorado, University of Colorado Boulder.
Student Dr. Shannon Surgeon, Virginia, George Mason University.
Student Dr. Clarissa Jacknow, California, University of Pennsylvania.
Student Dr. Zoe Roth, Colorado, University of Colorado Boulder.
Student Dr. Penny Facial, Minnesota, Gustavus Adolphus College.
Student Dr. Brian Pringle, Colorado, University of Colorado.
Student Dr. Jamie Greathouse, Illinois, Western Illinois University.
Student Dr. Brandon Keithley, Virginia, Christopher Newport University.
Student Dr. Kendra Downer, Ontario, Canada, University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Student Dr. Garrett Firth, Orlando, Florida, University of California, San Diego.
Student Dr. Caitlin White, Colorado, University of Colorado Boulder.
Student Dr. Anna Buck, Minnesota, University of Minnesota Twin Cities.
Student Dr. Hannah Tatum, Florida, Florida Gulf Coast University. Student Dr. Christina Henderson, Colorado, University of Colorado at Boulder.
Student Dr. Daniel Samuelson, Colorado, University of Colorado.
Student Dr. Austin Dickerson, Florida, University of South Florida.
Student Dr. Colton Salisbury, Colorado, Western Colorado University.
Student Dr. Nathaniel Stringer, Illinois, University of Illinois.
Student Dr. Allison Plavik, Colorado, University of Colorado.
Student Dr. Kevin Tregesser, Illinois, Illinois State University.
Student Dr. Emily Jones, Colorado, Pepperdine University.
Student Dr. Tyler Kellett, Colorado, Augustana College.
Student Dr. Lindsay Allen, Colorado, Azusa Pacific University.
Student Dr. Ryan Urchan, Montreal, Canada, University of Central Florida.
Student Dr. Tatiana Hasba, Colorado, Colorado College.
Student Dr. Rebecca Eaton, Ohio, Ohio State University.
Jeffrey Edwards, Student Doctor, Texas, Texas State University.
Student Dr. Jonathan Snell, Arizona, University of Northern Colorado.
Student Dr. Oliver Chung, California, University of California, San Diego.
Student Dr. Cassie Castillo, California, University of Northern Colorado.
Student Dr. Jonathan Gale, Minnesota, Gustavus Adolphus College. Student Dr. Zachary Rowland, Kentucky, Arizona State University.
Student Dr. Macklin Iliff, California, Elms College.
Student Dr. Brandon Spady, Oklahoma, Northwestern Oklahoma State University.
Student Dr. Daniel Perling, Tennessee, the University of Tennessee.
Student Dr. Robert English, Montana, Carroll College.
Student Dr. William Searles, Texas, University of Colorado, Colorado Springs.
Student Dr. Benjamin Cooper, Florida, University of South Florida.
Student Dr. Whitney Ward, North Dakota, University of Jamestown.
Student Doctor Hunter Temple, Idaho, the College of Idaho.
Student Dr. Brian Liu, Colorado, Colorado State University.
Student Dr. Ilma Chaudhry, Virginia, Georgetown University.
Student Dr. Mackenzie Ryan, Illinois, Augustana College.
Student Dr. Joshua Stanton, Florida, Florida International University.
Student Dr. Lydia Cameron, Minnesota, University of Minnesota Twin Cities.
Student Dr. Nick Smith, Stetson University, Tennessee.
Student Dr. Scotland Morrell, New York, Mass College of Liberal Arts.
Student Dr. Loftus Banzler, Montana, University of Montana.
Student Dr. Jennifer Wu, Florida, University of Florida.
Student Dr. Delvin Nonley, Maryland, University of California, Los Angeles.
Student Dr. Miriam Hong, California, University of Southern California.
Student Dr. Scott Smith, Florida, Florida Atlantic University.
Student Dr. Margaret Livingston, New York, Stony Brook University.
Student Dr. Spencer Cooper, Georgia, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Nicole Snyder, Massachusetts, Boston University.
Student Dr. Caitlin Ross, Colorado, Colorado State University.
Student Dr. Victoria Valdez, California, University of California, Irvine. Student Dr. Brianna Hill, Colorado, University of Colorado, Second Lieutenant Army.
Student Dr. Michael Kreiser, Wisconsin, Lake College, and Science Navy.
Student Dr. Carolyn Kleinberger, Maryland, University of Maryland.
Student Dr. Kyle Spangler, Colorado, St. John's University, Ensign, Navy.
Student Dr. Megan Swoboda, Nebraska, Nebraska Wesleyan University. Student Dr. Heidi Bowman, Montana, Grand Canyon University.
Student Dr. Lucas Marks, Tennessee, the University of Tennessee.
Student Dr. Taylor Fisher, Kansas, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Kelly Moore, Colorado, University of Colorado Boulder.
Student Dr. Elkie Wood, Minnesota, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Brian Johnson, Colorado, the University of Oklahoma.
Student Dr. Devin Monroe, Utah, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Sierra Magger, Colorado, the University of Oklahoma.
Student Dr. Jack Strickland, Kansas, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Shane Hyde, New York, Colorado State University.
Student Dr. Michael Vogel, Minnesota, University of Minnesota, Twin Cities.
Student Dr. Lacey Phipps, New York, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Jacob McCleary, Colorado, Regis University, Second Lieutenant Army.
Student Dr. Julio Andre Hernandez, Santiago, Dominican Republic, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Luke St. John, New York State, University of Colorado Boulder.
Student Dr. Michael Blomquist, Colorado, Colorado State University. Student Dr. Zach Schultz, Minnesota, University of Minnesota, Twin Cities.
Student Dr. Erin McCartney, Colorado, Colorado State University.
Student Dr. Prakar Singhal, Johns Hopkins University.
Student Dr. Rebecca Withers, Texas, University of North Texas Health Science Center. Student Dr. Savannah Rosenbaum, Nebraska, Hastings College.
Student Dr. Diksha Karki, Nepal, Union College, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Student Dr. Florence Yip, Colorado University of Denver.
Student Dr. Prabhalivu, Nepal, Regis University. Student Dr. Garima Mandari, Nepal, University of Colorado at Boulder.
Student Dr. Nadira Matin, Colorado University of Colorado.
Student Dr. Olajumoke Kala, Colorado, Regis University.
Student Dr. Mary Saito, Colorado Metropolitan State University of Denver.
Student Dr. Josh Kramer, Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh.
Student Dr. Taylor Runyon, Kansas, Colorado State University.
Student Dr. James Rager, Maryland, High Point University.
Student Dr. Nadine Taher, Colorado, University of Colorado, Denver.
Student Dr. Joseph Farrell, Washington, Johns Hopkins University, Second Lieutenant Army.
Student Dr. Alexis Shirato, North Dakota State University.
Student Dr. Nick Toma, New Mexico, Iowa State University, and Second Lieutenant Air Force.
Student Dr. Hunter Barnes, Texas,
University of North Texas Health Science Center, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force.
Student Dr. Thomas Coyle, Pennsylvania, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Alex Thackeray, Idaho, Boise State University.
Student Dr. Alexios Dimitrios Therianos, Colorado, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Nathan Kimana, Colorado, University of Colorado at Boulder.
Student Dr. Michaela Peterson, Colorado, University of Colorado, Denver.
Student Dr. Colin Roberts, Colorado, Rocky Vista University.
Student Dr. Jessica Rostenberg, Utah, University of Utah.
Student Dr. Brennan Godin, Minnesota, Minnesota State University, Mankato.
Student Dr. Sarah McCann, Virginia, University of Colorado Boulder.
Student Dr. Sean Lynch, Florida, University of Florida, First Lieutenant Army.
Student Dr. Anna Rosa Sima, Florida, University of South Florida.
Student Dr. Garrett Flory, Colorado, University of Colorado, Denver.
Student Dr. Camille Beaton, North Dakota, University of Colorado.
Student Dr. Connor Brown, Colorado, University of Colorado, Boulder.
Student Dr. Sebastian Ramos, Santiago, Chile, the University of Northern Colorado.
Student Dr. David Wilkins, Colorado, University of Colorado, Boulder.
Student Dr. Kelvin Godfrey, California, University of California, Santa Cruz.
Student Dr. August Stubbe, Missouri, RVU.
Student Dr. Gil Quichot, California at the University of Akron.
Student Dr. Connor Cadley, Texas, University of Colorado.
Student Dr. Sean Prairie, Florida, Florida Atlantic University, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force.
Student Dr. Kyla Bracer, Washington State, Central Washington University.
Student Dr. Nicole Twardowski, Colorado, Rockhurst University.
Student Dr. Nicholas Wings, Nebraska, University of Nebraska-Kearney.
Student Dr. Deandra Carupu, California, University of California, Irvine.
Student Dr. Sandra Mill, Colorado, Regis University.
Student Dr. Nia Acevedo, California, University of California, San Diego.
Student Dr. Din Chung, Colorado, Regis University.
Student Dr. Rachel Fuller, Michigan, Taylor University.
Student Dr. Morgan Chambers, Colorado, Brigham Young University.
Student Dr. Anna Bielis, Colorado, Rocky Vista University.
Student
Dr. Deborah Anderson, Texas, University of Colorado at Boulder. Student Dr. Jordan Bernard, Washington State, University of Washington.
Student Dr. Matthew Manos, New York, University of Stony Brook University.
Now we can give them all a big hand for that. That was There's no backing out now, you guys. You're shaking the dean's hand, I got you. All right. Okay. This week, entering students were tasked with creating a class vision statement. We were pleased with the way that they took this task and excelled, and I have to say, probably one of the best we've seen in our 11 classes. We are very proud. This statement will guide them as they progress through their medical education and medical careers. During this process, a small group of students emerged as leaders, and at this time, I'd like to ask those student doctors to please join me on the stage and lead your class in reciting the class vision of class of 2023. With a class of 23, please stand, and class leaders, please join me on the stage to lead that.
We will now recite the Class of 2023 Vision Statement. Slade will count us down, and I'll start us off. And if we should set amongst ourselves as physicians a common creed, then let it be just and whole and uncompromising. Neither in triumph nor in fatigue of failure will we rest in complacency, always doing push outward and forward, always moving and learning, for empowerment is through understanding, and understanding is through experience. May we remain inquisitive and open-minded, such that the wonders of medicine shall never leave our eyes. In the long formative years of our profession, may we champion the merits of composure, which is in the steady hand and the resilient heart. Never shall we say to one and not the other, you are deserving, for we are conduits of the unbiased liberty, giving ourselves fully to all humanity, never partial to that which divides us. The unity amongst ourselves is in the practice of our hands and minds and hearts to heal. Through our hands we can touch the ill and needful, so that we may inform our minds the proper course. Through our minds may we utilize the grace of education to act as benefactors, informants, and guides. Through our hearts may we find strength in the long road of compassion, to act with goodwill, to comfort the stressed and the dying, to be their unwavering capstone. We are students of medicine, and so we belong to humankind, and are loyal to humankind. We choose to be generous, shedding all semblance of conceit, for humility is our perpetual and indelible coat. We turn from selfishness, it has no place where we tread, amongst the infirm and vulnerable, and to be selfless is always correct. In these tenets we move forward, passionate and as certain as the passing of days, together in one understanding of this common creed.
You may be seated. Go ahead. We spent
an hour and a half here, listening to all kinds of accolades and insight. What you just heard is the generation that's going to care for us. Unbelievable. We do want to recognize one student who pulled it together. Please stand.
Yeah.
But this is the wisdom of the entire class. And for those of us sitting behind the white coats and those of us hiding in these old white coats, our future is in good hands, regardless of what you may see on television.
Thank you, Dr. Now, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, the administration, faculty, and the staff of Rocky Vista University, we are excited to join you in your first steps for this important journey. These proceedings are now officially concluded. Families and friends are invited to greet the students and the student doctors or student physicians in training, Dr. Tupan, in the lobby at the conclusion of the recessional. Will the audience please stand until the end of the recessional? I would like to invite Dr. Dubin to join me in leading the faculty from the hall during the recessional. Students will then follow the faculty just as they must follow those other faculty and teachers and mentors throughout the course of their career. Dr. Dubin, we'll start.